Right, hello. Basically, hope you can see me, but I put my camera in a different direction today for filming this. Just don't know why, but I just did it anyway. And I have really, I've forgotten what I was supposed to be. Oh, I know. Basically, this is going to be about celebrities and about meeting them. And I think I always have the perception that I like to meet certain celebrities. Now, we at Peterborough, we get a fair few live concert gigs. We get a fair few celebrities that come to Peterborough. We're lucky that we get some. I mean, many towns have problems because they don't always get the talent that maybe they want. But we're lucky we've had shops and things like that where we have signings and people open shops and various things. And celebrities are from all walks of life, whether it's music, whether it's people who write books, whether it's people from soap, TV, whether it's chefs, you know, whether it's sports stars, film stars, whatever. We have been lucky to have various things. I mean, Warwick Davis is from Peterborough, and, well, near Peterborough. And the funny thing is, he can come to Peterborough and open a shop, or be at some charity fete or something, and you'd think, you know, generally it's the perception that he is a celebrity, because the funny thing about that, and I know it's so funny, because he will come to Peterborough, people will treat him as if he's not from Peterborough. It's like the star of Harry Potter, the star of Star Wars. Warwick Davis comes to Peterborough, and it's almost as if he's not from here, even though he is. It's interesting. And I've met many celebrities over the years, from walks of life. I don't want to name all of them because I could be here all night. It's like a who's who of British thing. There's many of them that have been successful in their field of work. Old people like the Grumbleweed, who may not be well known today, but certainly back in the day they were known. And I've met people. I met Phil Taylor. I mean, he might not be the greatest known person for a lot of people, but when it comes to darts, he certainly has proved to be the best. But yesterday, as I recorded this yesterday, would be Sunday today, Saturday yesterday, I met Becki McDonald, yes, out of Coronation Street, Catherine Kelly, as her real name is. And it's nice because I thought to myself, I like sometimes people like this, thinking, very good. And I managed to get a picture taken with her. Yep, very quite happy with that one, and got a signed photo. She did sign an autograph book, but she signed a photo anyway. I think the majority of celebrities probably do that, because if they sign a book or they sign a photo or something like that, they don't have to sign anything else much, and it's more or less their way of doing it. I mean, the worst thing I've ever had is going to meet people like Kyiie, because as much as I like meeting these music stars and things like that, I generally hope that they don't actually abandon that old thing of saying you're not allowed to have anything signed. I mean, some bands do signings, and I hate this, because basically you go to a shop, let's say for instance you're going to Waterstones, and someone like Status Quo are going to be signing their brand new book, or you go to HMV and you've got, say, a band or an artist, let's say for instance something like Kyiie is going to go to that thing. Sometimes they'll say this artist will not sign anything other than the thing that is out at the time. Status Quo will sign their new book. They will not allow any of us signed memorabilia. Kyiie will only sign her new single, but will not allow any of us signed memorabilia, which is stupid. It really is, because sometimes you don't realise that you probably even bought the record probably before you even met the person. How can you go and see someone like Kyiie? Let's say for instance, let's imagine Kyiie has got a new single out on Monday, and you go to HMV and buy that new single on CD, and you buy the single in all the formats you see in HMV, what could be be 2 CD singles and a vinyl record. Let's suppose you've already got the album that you take off from, and let's say, I don't know, a week later, Kyiie Minogue is doing a signing session, or it might be the day after the single release, maybe, to promote that single. What happens if they turn around and say, you can't have anything signed, but the new record? It's hard. It's hard. It's very tough. Because sometimes you might not realise that. Well, I was going to say it would be the case of that you wouldn't have the record, you wouldn't go and buy it again because to get it signed, you would already have it. But I'm talking, I suppose, I didn't realise. I'm talking that it's hard because sometimes you don't want the new record to be actually signed, and you generally get that. Even when it's first out, I think you'd know about it beforehand, but don't know why it always has to be about that, because I often think that sometimes I've got records and CDs that are a bit more collectible. I often have those special edition things that come out, you know, whether it's a Japanese CD single or some, I don't, but I have an Australian CD single by Kyiie Minogue, or I have an Australian record by Kyiie Minogue, and you kind of think, well, you know, or a promo 12-inch, and that's what you sort of want put on. You want to get that record signed by Kyiie Minogue without having, because that's what you want. I mean, yeah, of course, having some normal CD single release, getting it signed, can make it a little bit more collectible, but sometimes I don't want that. I want to have certain ones signed. I don't want to go to that thing of saying, I want that signed, I want to have my own. And another thing is the hardest thing is if you don't want to buy it. The hardest thing is going to see someone that you might like, but you do not want to buy their book, right? I don't care what people think, but I'm not normally a book reader, so I'm not one for saying that to meet that band I have to have that book signed. Like going to Waterstones and meeting something like Status Quo, where they tell and say, you will not get Status Quo's autograph unless you have the book, so they can sign it. Oh no. No, I don't want that. I don't want to buy the book. I may not be interested in buying the book because it doesn't interest me that I would want to read. My thing would be basically, I would prefer to have an album or single or something for them to sign. I was lucky enough, and I'm going to finish off with this one, but I was lucky enough when I met Tony Hadley. I was lucky enough to actually get, you know, and I suppose the same might be said about celebrities. I wouldn't be too interested if you had certain celebrities. I mean, for instance, like, it's like saying that you've got, say, soap stars or actors. I mean, Tony Hutchinson out of Hollyoaks, if he was releasing a book, I wouldn't go and buy it. I'd be like, I don't want to buy his book. But if it meant that he was coming and you wanted to go and see him, I'd say, well, look, if I wanted to, I could just say I've got a picture of Tony Hutchinson or my autograph book, I'll get him to sign that. And they might say, no, sorry, you buy the book and he'll sign it. That's the way you'll get it. But yeah, lastly, I met Tony Hadley once from Spandau Ballet, and it was so good because I didn't have to get the book to get my LPs and records signed. So luckily, we spent a bit of time signing the book. But I've got to say about Kyiie Duffy, how hard it would be to see someone like Kyiie Duffy, because I actually had all boys' own singles and I wanted him to sign them all, and they actually said, well, you ain't got time really, because they've got all them other people to see, and you don't have time for Duffy to actually come around and say, I want to sign all them CD things. So we signed a few. I gave a few CD singles to my mum, sort of give them to my dad, and I'm thinking, well, if you sign, say, 3 of my CD singles, you can sign 3 of mum's and 3 of dad's. And there you go. So there you go. All about celebrities, meeting them, the enjoyment, what I enjoy, and so on. So anyway, bye for now.